Is nagging wrong? No. Huh? Is nagging wrong? Yes. Yeah. Is nagging wrong? Depends. I'm sorry, when it comes to relationships from a power standpoint, the word you seem to be scared of the most is the answer. It depends. I know it requires patience, grace, time, straddling the fence. Hey family, today we're diving into a hot topic: is nagging wrong? Now, before you start nagging me about it, let's explore this issue from all angles. So, is nagging really as bad as it's made out to be? Let's break it down, shall we? Nagging often gets a bad rap because it's associated with negative communication styles, constant criticism, annoyance, and repetition. And let's be honest, that can strain even the strongest relationships. No one wants to feel like they're stuck in the Groundhog Day of reminders. But here's the thing: nagging is about as effective as trying to catch a greased up pig. Seriously, it's more likely to lead to resistance and resentment than action. People respond better to respectful and constructive communication. So put down the nagging megaphone and pick up a friendly conversation starter instead. Now, respect and autonomy are like the dynamic duo of relationship building. Constantly nagging someone can be seen as disrespectful and can make them feel like they're losing their sense of freedom. We all have our own priorities, schedules, and ways of doing things. It's like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. It just doesn't work. Finding balance and compromise is key. Instead of nagging, why not have a heart-to-heart? Discuss your concerns, express your needs, and negotiate compromises. Trust me, it's a more productive approach. Remember, relationships are like a dance. Sometimes you lead, sometimes you follow. Just don't step on any toes along the way. Nagging can be a real mood killer. It's like a dark cloud hanging over your relationship. Stress, tension, and dissatisfaction are no one's idea of a good time. So let's prioritize emotional well-being and find healthier ways to communicate. The brighter the relationship, the better the dance moves. Now, here's the twist. Is nagging really always wrong? Let's add some color to this black and white picture. Everything I just said about people who nag goes for the people who complain about people who nag. Let me repeat that. Everything I just said about people who nag goes for the people who complain about people who nag. Shout out to Cynthia and to B and many others who feel I'm always straddling the fence on these issues. I understand. I would accuse me of the same thing if I didn't see what I can see now. But hear me out. These are the intentions with my comments. If I have to help a person who nags per my perspective, I never want them to feel invalidated or conclude that their intentions were wrong just because I think they were wrong. I could actually shoot myself in the legs by shutting them down while all they were trying to do is actively trying to get my attention on a blind spot. So they're not necessarily wrong, and more importantly, it's not about that. My intentions were not to exonerate them from any wrongdoing. It's just factual that I don't know if they are wrong. In fact, telling them that they are wrong could be perceived as nagging on my part, and then I would end up on a defensive side of the discussion. It's important to cover the nuanced sides of these discussions because right and wrong perspective is clearly not working for modern relationships. We all think we know what's wrong, and yet we create wrong dynamics in our relationships. That's why I'm always open to dialogue. Getting a person to accept that they are wrong for nagging might not always create the optimal result. Relationships aren't a game of who's right and who's wrong. They're more like a team sport where communication and understanding are the MVPs. Nagging is a subjective experience. For example, why haven't you hit the like button? Was that nagging? Oh, I'm dead ass serious. Please hit the like button. What one person considers nagging, another might see as a gentle reminder of a necessary nudge. We all have different backgrounds and perspective. It's like a buffet of emotions and interpretations. Let's respect the fact that feelings can vary like flavors of ice cream. Constantly feeling like you're wrong can be a real buzzkill, if not worse than nagging itself. The tendency to see human interaction issues as black and white is like taking a roller coaster ride with no ups and downs. We need a healthy balance and a dance. We need to explore the nuances, Sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong, and sometimes you're both. See? On the fence again. It's all part of the messy, beautiful dance of relationships, which understandably can look like straddling the fence. Antibi of Obodo Oyinbo TV alluded to this, and I agree. Relationships are never black and white. They're more like a kaleidoscope of colors. Labeling behaviors as nagging oversimplifies the complexity of human interactions. It turns into unrealistic expectations and effectively ends up hurting the relationship. Instead, let's dig deeper and explore the motivations and intentions behind the behavior. It's like unraveling a mystery novel, but with less crime and more cuddles. Patience and understanding. Two essential ingredients in the recipe for relationship success. It's like adding extra sprinkles to your ice cream. Practicing patience and understanding allows for more thoughtful and compassionate approaches to conflict resolution for your own personal good, actually. Again, it's also applicable to you when you want to correct a person who is nagging. You might be effectively nagging about another person's nagging. Let's keep the communication lines open. Phew. We've covered a lot of shalaye there, haven't we? Nagging, feelings, perspectives. It's like trying to untangle a ball of yarn. But remember, Prestige family, there's no one-size-fits-all answer, but that's a principle. So there are principles and guides that consistently nurtures healthy relationships in any era and any generation. To boost your confidence around handling these issues in real life, you can now access the 30-day virtual bootcamp, Smart Relationship Guide, and the book, Get My Marriage Back for Free at www.loveandprestige.com. Question: how would you handle it if you were trying to get a point of contention across to your partner, but you keep getting accused of nagging? What would you do? Share your answer in the comment section below.